Working through the order of operations will help if we keep everything that we do in a neat, orderly fashion and just work down the page like this with no equal signs, and coloring in or highlighting some of the operations that we're working on will keep our numbers in focus. So looking across here, we have the quantity of 12 and 6 multiplied by 9 minus 3 in parentheses minus 5 squared. So keeping in mind our order of operations, we have our grouping symbols, which we do have 2 sets of grouping symbols. So we're going to work left to right, and 12 plus 6 is 18. And I'm simply going to rewrite everything on our paper. Now I know you might say, well, why can't I do the 9 minus 3? It's right there. I just really want to focus you on one step at a time. So going across again, we have 18 times, and then there's your grouping symbols. So I'm going to just rewrite this just as it's written. 9 minus 3 is 6. And then just bring that 5 squared down. So going back, looking straight across, we have 18 times 6 minus 5 squared. We have no grouping symbols, but we do have exponents. Again, rewriting 18 times 6 minus 5 squared is 25. Going back and across, 18 times 6 is 108 minus 25. And then figuring it out, subtracting from here, we have 83. Now you may wonder, do I have to do all of this circling as I move down? No, you don't. But what I've noticed is when the problems become a little bit longer, or if there are 2 6s that are next to each other, sometimes we lose the numbers that we've already simplified and we rewrite them. And I just keep the circling in my problems because then I know exactly that I've used that number. So I hope this helps. The other thing we talked about in class today is this ends up looking like a big funnel, a piece of pizza, or a muscle man on the beach. Let's try one more. This was the last order of operations problem on your worksheet. So again, we have our grouping symbols, and within our grouping symbols, we have this exponent. So we have 8 times 10 times 3 plus 49 minus 10. And keeping these grouping symbols because we're not finished with everything yet. So we still have stuff in here. 10 times 3 is 30. And then finishing it off, still have these grouping symbols. Once you do the 30 plus 49 to get 79, we don't need them anymore. Now we have this multiplication. And you can do this off to the side. If you do it off to the side, then you'll notice that it's not getting in the way of the organization of your work, which is, right in here. And then you end up with 622. So do your work off to the side. Keep all of this work just together in a nice inverted triangle form.